Worship Outside the Box, a weekly blog of creative ideas for leading worship. Breathe new life into old church photos. I've enjoyed using ChatGPT to restore old family photos in the last week. Here's a before rough photocopy of a photo and the after coloured image of my Fordyce great-great-grandparents and their young family in Scotland in the mid-1800s. Which got me thinking about how we could use this technique in worship. Introduction. What if one of the engaging resources for your next week's service isn't a new video clip, a clever drama idea, or a striking sermon illustration, but an old photograph tucked away in a back cupboard or a fading family album? Churches are full of hidden visual treasures, group photos of long-ago congregations, grainy pictures of Sunday school anniversaries, faded images of ministers, choir members, youth groups, church picnics, mission events, building openings, weddings, and Christmas services. Many of these images are scratched, stained, creased, blurred, or too dark to use well. For years, they have been treated as interesting but impractical. But that's no longer true. With the help of ChatGPT, old photos can often be restored and enhanced remarkably well. This opens up fresh possibilities for worship leaders who want to create visually interesting services that are rooted in your church's history. Why restored photos can matter in worship. A restored photo can do far more than fill a space on a screen. It can help a congregation feel its own story. In an anniversary service, for example, an enhanced image of the original church building or an early congregation can become a real act of remembrance. People don't just hear that the church has a history, they see it. They notice the faces, the clothing, the children, the banners, the flowers, the old pews, the architecture, the posture of the people. Suddenly, the past isn't a vague idea, it becomes a bit more real. Restored photos can also play an important role in pastoral services. At funerals, memorial gatherings, and services of thanksgiving for a person's life, families often have only a few damaged or low-quality images to work with. Cleaning up those images can help honour a life with dignity. A clearer vision of a treasured photograph can become part of a slideshow, a printed order of service, or a quiet moment of reflection. It says with gentleness and strength, this life mattered. There's a practical benefit too. Worship leaders now prepare material for screens, printed leaflets, websites, newsletters, and social media. A poor quality image that looked just about acceptable in a shoebox won't work when enlarged on a screen. Dust spots become glaring. Faces vanish into shadow, important detail is lost. Careful restoration can make an old photo usable again, without turning it into something fake or over-polished. Invite your congregation to join the search. This could become a church project. Ask members to look through their own albums, boxes, and drawers for old photos of people or events associated with the church. They may have pictures no one else has seen for decades. Ask them to look for old congregation group photos, choir and music group pictures, Sunday school and youth group events, church fairs, socials, and working bees, weddings, baptisms, confirmations, and anniversaries, ministers, lay preachers, organists, and long-serving members, church buildings before alterations or rebuilds, mission events, outreach projects, and community service activities. Many churches are sitting on a rich visual history scattered across dozens of homes or in the church archive cupboard. Restoring some of these images could deepen a congregation's sense of identity and give worship leaders new material for heritage services, memorials, seasonal displays, and sermon illustrations. A simple step-by-step process using ChatGPT. The process is straightforward. 1. Choose the best original. Pick the clearest copy of the photo you can find. If there are several versions, compare them and use the best one. 2. Scan or photograph it carefully. A flatbed scan is ideal. If that's not possible, take a clear phone photo in even light. Keep the image flat and avoid glare or shadows. 3. Upload the image into ChatGPT. Start a chat and upload the file directly. 4. Give a clear instruction. Use simple, specific wording. For example, please restore this old church photo. Remove dust and scratches, improve sharpness, keep the original facial expressions, and retain it in grayscale. If you want color kept or added, say so clearly. 5. Examine the result closely. Look carefully at faces, hands, clothing, and the edges of the image. Make sure nothing important has been cropped out and that expressions still look natural. 6. Ask for corrections if needed. You don't have to settle for the first result. You can say, please keep the original shape of the photo and don't crop any content. Please remove the speckles in the sky, but keep everything else natural. Please keep this in grayscale. Please don't alter the facial expressions. 7. Download and use the restored image. Once you're happy with it, use it in your PowerPoint, printed service sheet, website, display board, or remembrance presentation. More than nostalgia. This isn't about turning worship into a history lesson or a sentimental trip into the past. It's about recognizing that photographs carry memory, emotion, and theology. They remind us that the church didn't begin with us. Others have prayed here, sung here, served here, grieved here, loved here, and hoped here before us. That matters. In church life, restoration is never only technical. Sometimes restoring an old photograph becomes a way of restoring memory, honor, belonging, and connection as well. So here's a challenge. Ask your members to go looking for old photos of people and events linked with your church. Somewhere in those drawers and albums may be an image that helps your congregation remember who they are, where they've come from, and how God has been present with them all along. Ngā mihi.